You know what? That drive from Ontario to Columbus was a little taxing today. I was a little tired. Now, it was a little chilly in Ontario, so I wore pants. I got to Columbus and it was sweltering hot. Very, very hot day. Got to Columbus, warmed up Purple Aura. You know, she was good. She wasn't awesome, but I'll tell you what she was. Let me revise that. She was very calm, very collected, did her work very well. Maybe a little dull. Was that coming back in 4 days? Was that a number? I think she wasn't bad. I don't think the filly raced bad. I was happy with her performance. I've seen her have better performances, but I've seen her have worse performances too. So Purple Aura, I was okay with her race today. The way she felt was impressive. Usually she's wiry, and when she was 2, she was really wound tight and, nervous. Now she feels chilled out, like she's ready to do some work. I was impressed. I was impressed with Purple Aura today. Her line wasn't exceptionally great. She was well beaten. That horse just came up alongside me and drove by me. Now we did go in 55-4, and poor Pete's race went in 57-1. So Purple kind of got the shit end of the stick again. But I thought she was okay. Decent mile. When you start chopping up their schedules the way you do, and it's important to note too that they raced 4 days ago, but the track at Northfield was closed, the main track, so we couldn't train them up tight either. Not that we would in a 4-day schedule, but heading into that fair, there was some time. There was a time frame there where she could have trained and she didn't. She went to the fair where it was hot, and then come back to Columbus 4 days later. So I was okay with her. Now, Sweet on Pete, again. Now, after racing Purple Aura, you got that voice in your head. 4 days might have been a little much. Especially Purple Aura went in 2-4, 2-3. Pete went 59 2 minutes, something like that. So I was a little concerned with how Pete would do. I didn't want to mix it up with everybody. This is a Buckeye. She's up on the standings, coming back in 4 days. I didn't want to mix it up. I told Jason before the race, if I'm first over, I don't care. I just want to see her settle and relax for 3/8 of a mile minimum. And that's exactly what she did. Put her in gear, cover stalled in the last turn. When I moved her 3 deep, I'm like, probably second or third, but she's behaving herself. At no point did it feel like she was going to run. She was strong. I've seen her stronger. She's won over that track in 54-4. I've seen Sweet on Pete stronger than today. But that's as confident. That's as confident as I felt her. She's won races where I was in pins and needles. She's only raced a few times where I felt, as I said, confident she was not going to make a break at any point. A little sloppy in the turns, but we did change her footwear, right? This was the first, aside from the fair, this was the first time she'd ever raced with, look at the traffic here, goodness. This was the first time she'd ever raced with those shoes on at a main track. We trained her at Northfield Park, trained good, raced her at the fair, and then raced her back today. I thought both fillies showed good composure today. I was impressed with both of them today. Now, a lot of people have messaged me, you guys don't miss much, right? You heard me say, and I didn't expand on it in my video last night, that I was bidding on a horse today. Now, you guys probably know who it was. If you look closely, I know a lot of people, you guys like to solve puzzles. I had a ton of messages saying which horse. It was HL Revedon. Looked like he was an open type trotter. I didn't like how the bidding went. I didn't even get a bid in, to be honest. And I told everybody that's what I was probably going to pay for him, was upwards of $95,000. I just didn't like how the bidding went. It went from 75. I'm watching it, as I'm racing, 75. Then somebody jumped in at 76 with like half an hour. And then when I come off the track with Purple Aura, it was at 80. I'm like, not bad. Then it went to 81. I come off the track with Pete. There's 9 minutes left. It went from 81 to 85, which is a little unnecessary, but okay, you're making a statement. Good for you. 85. Then it looks like there was a real bidder. 86, and then boom, 95. Really? No thanks, I'm good. I could have bid 96, but what were they going to bid, 105? I don't know what they were going to bid. Anyway, I just didn't like it. I said, you know what, that's top dollar, that's fair market value, maybe a little more. We weren't getting any bargains, I can tell you that much. Harry's a good horseman, good guy, I've known him a long time, but I wasn't going to pay 6 figures for HL Revedon. He raced in hours of 10,000. He'd be somewhere between Yes and Locatelli, I would hope. That's how I quantified it in my mind. Somewhere between Yes, who's certainly not worth 100, and somewhere between him and Locatelli, who's worth more. That's how I saw it. Okay, exit 10, I screw this up all the time. 101A is that one. I think the last 2 times I did a video going this way, I screwed this exit up. Not this time. 101A. Yes. So we didn't get HL Revedon, no big deal. You know, it's not like, I don't mean to say, oh, there's lots of them out there. There isn't lots of horses like that out there, but for that price, you know, keep in mind, we paid, what, 93 for Locatelli? We paid 70-something for Kings County, I believe. Paid 75 for Centurion on the pace. So I just thought that was just, I didn't bid. I didn't pull the trigger. I just didn't want to. So I let him go. There's horses every day. Now we are going to, hopefully, my plan now, I'm looking at some of the classes in Ontario, some of the classes in Ohio, trying to plan what we're doing moving forward, turning some horses out, bringing some horses in for the immediate future for Northfield Park. I would like to see Blue Tesla win her class one more time, and then she's out of that class. Send her to Ontario to race in the hours of 3 or 40, where she fits, I believe. And then move in the new horses that we got, My Sweet Mimi, and Bravura. I'd like to move both of those horses in. They arrive tonight. No, tomorrow morning. They arrived at Northfield Park. So I'm not really going to get a chance to see them before I bounce around. Next week's a little crazy. We got some horses that might be going to New Jersey. I have to talk to Mark about potentially driving those horses. They'll be going to Megan. We have fair races Monday, Tuesday, Northfield Park Wednesday. I'm just talking to Jason, so it's fresh in my memory. Thursday, we're going to qualify Swinging Senorita. She races a week later in the Sire Stakes. What else? That's Thursday. I know we have on the 4th, which is, I think, Sunday, Philadelphia with the Colts in the finals. So if all goes well tomorrow, we will have, well, it could change a little bit, but the way I see it and hope it goes is Crantini and Spitfire will race in the final. Consolation, hopefully, if Carter Michael Dio does okay tomorrow, hopefully Carter Michael Dio and Austral Hanover in the consolation, and in the grassroots final will be Tailgate Buzz and Fashion Presidente. Now Enzo, I don't know how the things go, right? I thought Enzo was one of our best horses. Even after his grassroots start in Philly, I thought he was there, and he just not consistent. You got to be consistent when you're racing, and he hasn't been yet. If he goes out and finishes 1, 2, 3, I think maybe he even might make the grassroots final also. Maybe 1, 2. I'm not sure. So as it stands right now, optimistically speaking, and sprinkle on some reality, also some honesty, we could have 2 in the final, 2 in the consolation, and 2 in the grassroots. They go on the 4th in Philadelphia. If you guys want to fly in, come out to Philadelphia. We will be racing in Philadelphia in the final of the consolation, and then skip over to the Stallion Series final in the Poconos the next day. So that's where we're at. Obviously, we got a lot going on with Ohio. Jug Week is approaching. Everything is just gonna, you get this little breath right here the last week, just this little, and then boom, it's crazy again. All the finals, all the consolations, Jug Week will be here, and then immediately on top of that is the Ohio sale. And don't even think of catching your breath, because 2 weeks after that is Lexington, Kentucky. As it looks like Lexington, we are in good shape to go shopping, I guess is the best way to put it. Go shopping in Lexington. It should be a lot of fun. For those of you, I will tell you this. I looked the other day, there's lots of hotels. For those of you who haven't been to Lexington or haven't been there in a while, or are debating whether you should come, please come. You will see a spectacle. That sale is light years ahead of any other sale. Light years. I don't mean in anything other than the town, the atmosphere, the sale itself. It is in a league of its own. Harrisburg is a nice place to buy horses, but it is a dungeon. There is no two ways about it. And Lexington is a real cool place to go to the sale. I'd love nothing more than to have droves of our clients come out, go to Lexington. I haven't announced this yet. I've been working through it. Curtis and I are going to do a big show from Lexington, almost like a draft feel. I wanted to have that draft feel where we do some interviews, we talk to trainers, we talk to consigners and breeders and clients about what's going on in Kentucky. The food is fantastic. The atmosphere is fantastic. I'd love nothing more than to see tons of Stable.ca clients descend on Lexington, Kentucky. October 3rd is the sale, but we'll be there on the 1st, setting up, starting to look at horses, and then put a full day in on the Sunday the 2nd, looking at all the horses we can, doing tons of videos. And then the sale starts Monday through Friday. And if you want to stay down for a little bit, get a little taste of history, Lexington has all the big races on the Saturday. Or is it the Sunday? I think it might be the Sunday. Either way, that weekend at Lexington, Kentucky. I don't know if we'll have anything in there that week. I'm not sure yet. But aside from racing, the sale itself is, as I said, quite the spectacle. So, with that, I'll let you guys go. It is another nice day. We had a first and a second. We got horses racing tonight at Woodbine Mohawk Park. I was keeping it quiet. There was a sliver of a chance that Nothing But a Dreamer was going to sneak into the Wellwood. It doesn't look now like he can. But we're going to have two in the consolation. Horn player Drew Poorly. Not a great start to Grand Circuit season, but you know what? Still lots ahead. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. I'll talk to you all very soon. Have a great day. Have a great week. Take care.